All right, then the big one here, I thought, from the coaches' teleconference. I mean, the rumor that will not go away. Speaking of LSU, Jimbo Fisher, he was asked. I don't even think he was truly being asked about LSU, but he was asked about his recent comments about, he'd have to be the biggest idiot in the world to leave College Station with all the talent he's assembling there to go to LSU. So let's kick it over to Jimbo, who once again makes it known that, hey, I'm staying here at A&M, but this is maybe the most definitive that he's come across with these statements.
I know you've already been asked about the LSU connection, and you made it very clear that you'd have to be the dumbest individual to go to LSU. But it
doesn't mean this. And I don't want to clarify. They're not the dumbest. LSU is a wonderful place, but we're doing great things here, and we're recruiting very well. And we've got great classes coming and everything else. That's my point. I wouldn't want to play against all these guys I'm signing right now. There's no disrespect to LSU in any way, shape, or form. But I love being at A&M. I love everything that's here, what we're doing, what we're building, and what we're recruiting. And that's what I plan on being here for a long time.
And that's kind of where I was going, Coach. I really wasn't trying to put words in your mouth.
No, I know that. I wanted to clarify. I mean, I saw a headline on that yesterday. Somebody said that, and I said, I didn't say that. They didn't. They kind of conveniently left out the other part of the headline. I was just trying to clarify. I wanted to get that clarified on the record. I'm not helping you, Steve. I promise.
I appreciate that, Coach. But with those ties in particular, it just and the amount of success that you've had at every stop as well along your stops, does this help or hurt in recruiting when your name does get tied with another school?
Well, I mean, it's either way. I mean, if you're honest and you address it and you're thinking, listen, if people think that much of it, they want you there, that's obviously if somebody wants your coach there, they think highly of you. You know what I'm saying, or what you've done, and I think it can help. But I think you got to clarify, and depending on how long you let things ride and do the thing. That's why I try to get out in front of this thing and say the statements in which we have. And like I say, that's a wonderful place. But I'm very happy here, like what we're doing, and we're recruiting some great classes and great people, man. And I don't want to play against these dudes.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, so there you got it from Jimbo. And, I wanted to wrap this all around because, hey, it's sneaking up on us. If you don't realize, National Signing Day, or at least the early signing period, I guess we got to call it, is a month away. And by the time you listen to this podcast, it'll be less than a month because that begins on a Wednesday, 4 weeks from now, runs through Friday, of course, 72-hour window for prospects to sign, and about 85% of prospects sign during their early signing period. And like Jimbo says, they have assembled one hell of a class. And look at some of these guys here that Texas A&M is trending with on the recruiting trail. These are not even prospects that they have committed at this point, but they're getting crystal balls for these guys. Again, that's an inexact science. Nothing's done until they sign on the dotted line. But 5-star receiver Evan Stewart, the number 3 player in the country, the number 1 receiver. 5-star defensive lineman Shamar Stewart, who's the number 8 overall player in the country, the number 3 defensive lineman. 5-star safety Jacoby Matthews, he's the 29 overall player, and the number 3 safety. I believe he was formerly an LSU commit, maybe even a Texas A&M commit. He's flip-flopping back and forth. And then they're also in on 4-star defensive lineman Anthony Lucas, the number 1 overall player from Arizona, the number 9 defensive lineman in the country. And what do all those players that I just mentioned have in common? Not only are they trending towards Texas A&M, if you believe the whispers there on the recruiting trail, they all have offers and are heavily considering Alabama. Now, I'm not saying that this narrative is being pushed by Alabama, but how convenient would that be for old Nick down there in Tuscaloosa to let this be known that Jimbo is thinking about jumping to LSU? How realistic is it for Jimbo to jump ship and get all these players to, recruiting them for months and months to Texas A&M and then say, everything I sold you on Texas A&M, let's do it in Baton Rouge? I ain't buying that. And I'm wondering if a lot of these rumors have to do with the fact that Jimbo is closing in on Nick Saban and Kirby Smart. I believe those are the two that have the number 1, number 2 recruiting classes. Jimbo, I believe, is number 3. But again, here I just referenced 3 5-stars and a 4-star, and that doesn't even include 5-star defensive lineman Walter Nolan, who the Aggies got to commit from. But anybody you listen to says that recruitment ain't over till it's over, till he signs again. I mean, after he committed to A&M, he was visiting Tennessee last week for the Georgia game. So how committed is he? I don't know, but there's recruiting wars going on behind the scenes, and without a doubt, this is playing into some of this Jimbo narrative. I'm not sitting here saying there's no chance Jimbo leaves for LSU, but I find it very, very hard to believe, and it seems like every day he's putting out fires about him going to LSU, and I've made it well known my thoughts that I think he's got the better job right now for him personally there in College Station.